Hello, everyone. I'm Rick Cole of Pirates Digital Media, and welcome to the Pirate People podcast, which is available on Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcast, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio, as well as on our YouTube channel, Pirates Digital Media. Our purpose is to give you a little bit of a glimpse inside some of the people around North Central Missouri College. And today's guests are actually two students here, a pair of sophomores, Makayla Eads, who is the president of the Student Senate, and she'll be joining sophomore Sammi Bradshaw, who is co-hosting this week with me here in just a moment. Well, don't you just hate it when someone says, I've been too busy to call you, I've been too busy to do this and that? Well, our podcasts have been limited in November, and truly we have been busy with the basketball broadcast schedule, some other stuff going on here at Pirates Digital Media. But I want to take a moment to talk to you about the broadcast, the telecast we're doing for home basketball games. I think they are really, really good, if I do say so myself. Not because of me, but because we've got some fine students, 9 of them, as a matter of fact, who have really committed to putting together a very nice online video presentation of basketball. I think it'll continue with softball and baseball also when we get to the spring. They've been doing a heck of a job, and if you would like to see their work, you can see the on-demand part of our broadcast at our website, piratesdigitalmedia.com. There's more about basketball here in just a moment.
Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey. Stand by for news.
And now some Pirate People podcast notes and news from around campus. 5 agriculture students from North Central Missouri College, Abigail Neal, Abby Dobbins, Gabriella Hapes, Riley Johnson, and Tanner Tipton, participated in the Missouri Post-Secondary Agriculture Student Organization State Conference that was held in Ozark, Missouri. The students competed in career development contests and participated in leadership seminars. Jeannie Griffin, WDB Fiscal Manager of Trenton, Missouri, received the 2021 Senior Service Award from the Missouri Community College Association for her service to North Central Missouri College. The award is given annually to outstanding community college employees that have worked for their institution for 20 or more years. They're back in position, and KCK throws the ball away. They throw it right to Macy Moore, and Macy will give it off to Crow, coming back across midcourt. Back to Macy, puts it on the floor, drives through 3, blocking foul on KCK. Well, we said we had some basketball news for you. Some good, some not so good. Here's how it breaks down. The men's and women's basketball teams were supposed to play Allen County for the first time in 10 years or more on Tuesday this week. However, due to COVID-19 quarantine protocols, the men's final 2 games for the fall semester, including the home game against Allen and a road game coming up this Monday against Kansas City Community College, have been canceled. Allen County College on Tuesday didn't want to make the 3-hour plus bus drive with just one team, the women's team, so the women canceled that game as well. However, Jenny Crow was able to get Graceland JV's team to come up Tuesday night, and they defeated Graceland's JV team to go 7-2 on the year. The women will play again on Saturday in another women's-only contest. That'll be at 2 p.m. against 6th-ranked Kansas City, Kansas Community College. The women are 7-2. They're ranked number 16 nationally. It'll be a big game on Saturday if you can come out. And as I said, if you cannot, the game will be live streamed on piratesdigitalmedia.com. The women's game against Missouri Valley's JV on December 9th has been moved now to February 8th at 5:30. As we said, the women are ranked nationally. The men have faced some really bad luck. 2 losses over the weekend, a total of 3 points difference in the 2 games, and they have dropped from the top 20. Well, Sammi Bradshaw joins us now as co-host today, and we visit with Makayla Eads. It's the Pirate People podcast. Our guest today, Makayla Eads, and joining me here before we get to Makayla is Sammi Bradshaw. Sammy's been part of our podcast a couple of times before, right? But it's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. It's been almost a month probably.
Has it been?
Since
Okay.
our last one.
Okay. How you feeling there? Yeah, I know this is early in the morning. We're taping this at 8:30 in the morning. So for college students, that's pretty good. To you guys to be here.
Yeah, I have 8 a.m., so it's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So, no, it was good coming out and smelling the fresh air so early in the morning.
Yeah, I've never had that experience before, have you?
Not in a little bit.
How was Thanksgiving for the two of you? Makayla, how was Thanksgiving?
Good. I had a lot of food. I had like the traditional turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, and then I had the non-traditional where it was like we had tacos and all kinds of good stuff. But personally, me, I can't eat prime rib anymore, which is really shocking because we've got like 250 head of cows. So
I'm happy to come over and help. I love prime rib.
Me too.
Yeah. Sammy, what was your Thanksgiving like?
Good. I'm not really a big Thanksgiving fan, but I love stuffing. Like,
Yeah?
that's the only thing, because we get everything from like our Thanksgiving. We get at Christmas too, but we also get presents at Christmas.
Uh-huh.
So it kind of just, it's okay. It's just stuffing. I always have my mom make stovetop.
You stovetop, okay. With or without celery?
honestly, I don't really care.
I don't care
or.
either. I like
It's
the texture.
With or without nuts?
I've never had it with nuts.
I just recently had it with nuts.
And,
With cranberries.
Oh, I haven't had cranberries.
Now that's stepping over the line too much. That's when people start putting pineapple on pizza, that crossed the line.
Oh, no.
And finally, with or without oysters?
Ooh.
Ever had stuffing and oysters?
I about made me vomit.
Have you?
Ew, I've not. No, I've not. I actually just tried oysters for the first time over the summer.
If you like oysters, it's pretty good.
I've never tasted seafood until I was like 16. My mom never liked it, so it was never in the house. And then my dad started like bringing me around it more. I was like, I don't like shrimp. I know that.
Yeah.
Crab and lobster, I can get it because we went to Rhode Island for summer vacation, and they had fresh lobster rolls out there, and they had them cold and hot. My first one I ever tried was cold. Oh man, that was like rubber. I was like, I threw it off the dock, and the seagulls ate it. I couldn't eat it.
Really? Damn,
Ah,
I would
okay.
love that. I love seafood.
So I have a story to tell you about a lady I ran into. We were standing in a Casey's, and it was the night before Thanksgiving. We're in line, we're waiting to check out, and there were two ladies actually right there. And we asked them what they were doing for Thanksgiving, and one lady said, well, it's been 2 years, I'm going to have beer. And I thought, beer? That's okay, I can maybe understand, but 2 years? I said, really, 2 years? And she said, yep, 2 years. And you're going to have beer? Yep, we're going to have beer. Okay, great. And that's it? She said, yep, just beer. She was saying deer. She was having venison. She wasn't saying it very well. So I'm thinking, okay, now that makes a little bit more sense. But yeah. So here comes another question for you. Either of you have a hunting background?
I mean, I watched deer. Like, we monitor our property, but like, I've never shot one. I was mad because I wanted to go hunting this past year, but I was sitting in one of our stands. And I was watching it go by, and I was like, man, I should have took that shot because I've been letting that thing grow for like 3 years.
Really?
It would have been a 13 point if it hadn't snapped off one of its ties. And then not even 15 minutes later, I hear bam, and I'm just like, oh no. I call the neighbors. I'm like, what point is it? He goes, 12, it's a big one. I was like, no, are you serious? You killed my deer.
Okay, Makayla, so you're the one I should ask then. My wife and I have this discussion all the time. Is deer hunting more for sport, or are people hunting deer for food?
I think it goes both ways. Personally, me, I would not eat deer because I don't like the taste. I don't like anything like that. But I like the sport. I think it's fun. It also helps with animal control, population sizes. So I think, honestly, for me, it's competitive, and I just like to do it. But I would feel like I'd go for the shot, and I'd be too scared to because I'd feel too bad. I can't even, like, if there's a squirrel on the road, I have to stop so it can get across.
Yeah.
I can't.
Me too.
I feel bad.
Yeah. What's going on with the softball program, Sammy?
Oh, we're just doing what we can with the weather. We're just on the tennis court a lot. For, like, the nice days, we'll try to get in, like, a good, fielding workout because we can't really do that once winter hits.
I think these are hard days for baseball, softball play in the spring because you're still a long way from the season, yet you've got to maintain a little bit. And when you come back from Christmas, it's not too much longer after that you start playing.
Yeah. No, it's been pretty nice though. Like, I can't really complain. Like, just nice, easy practices going through it.
Okay. Well, Sammi is a member of the softball team. Makayla from Lathrop, Missouri, is actually our student senate president, and Sammi is the vice president. So Sammi and I were going to talk to Makayla a little bit about student senate and maybe some of the things that go into that. But you both have now firsthand experience about it, right?
Yeah.
Tell me, Makayla, what's the student senate designed to do?
I feel we're designed to lead the student body and give them like the best tools with leadership and everything. I guess we could compare ourselves to like student council in high school. At least at my high school, that's what we did. We are designed a lot like that. We kind of are the voice for the students. Like if there's a concern that needs to be voiced, we have all kinds of clubs and activities will come to us for a lot of things. I think we're just a really good leadership group, and I'm really happy with the group I have this year. I was also on it last year as well, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sammi says yeah. Has that been your experience, though? Is that kind of what you see it as doing?
Yeah. No, it's kind of a new thing for me because in high school we didn't really do much for student senate. Like it was just kind of hearsay student council or whatever. But it's nice actually getting like a purpose for it, like actually having some part of authority, like being able to do things. That is nice. And yeah, it's just kind of an eye-opener.
Yeah. You don't have to give specific details, but can you give an example of maybe something you've done in Student Senate this year to, as you said, help a student or help an organization?
Personally, feel like this is more of a personal thing, but I take pride in it because I am student senate president. Miss Bird had a business closet, so she teaches business communications, and there's kids that come here from maybe other countries, other places outside of state, but still in the United States. They don't have business clothes, and sometimes they can't afford it, so she has them, and they can borrow them, use them, and then bring them back. Well, I know last year there was an incident where a girl, she was older than I was, this is before I became an RA, she didn't have that much clothes. And I went home, I went through what I wore and what I didn't wear, and I brought it back and I gave a ton to her because she needed it, and I felt like I could help her. So I expanded on Miss Bird's business closet, so we have a campus closet now in Hoffman 113. So there will be all kinds of clothes in there. I'm getting donations in from faculty, students, anyone, so.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm really happy.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. Sammi, why did you get involved? Why did you? I assume you have to run, right? You put your name down somewhere, and then you're voted on, or how do you get elected? First of all.
Yeah, you get voted on. Like we fill out some paperwork. We have a.
I guess you can call it like a prelim, honestly.
Yeah, like we really do have like a little. Yeah, just a
preliminary interview kind of thing. Yeah. Now, do they do a deep dive into your background criminally, or do they explore?
I really don't know. It's honestly Donnie. So if he knows us pretty well, so.
They look at grades and stuff and like
GPA.
You have to fill out a resume before, so they kind of look at that too. Look at what all you've done. But I was gonna say, I actually ran for president with Makayla, and it just ended up obviously she's a better candidate, so I just kind of, But
is that true? Did you really?
Well, we tied. Okay. And then they were going to do a revote and everything, and Sammi and I were talking, and Sammi, oh my gosh, made me cry when she said this. She goes, honestly, I think you are a really good choice. She's like, it's just, I think it's you. And I was like, oh my God, don't do that. And then she told Dr. Allie, she goes, I think she should be president. And I was like,
that's a good story.
Yeah.
Yeah, good story. So did you get interested in this because you have some political ambitions maybe somewhere down the road? Do you want to be the mayor of Lathrop? Sammi's shaking her head no.
Absolutely not. I have nothing to do with politics.
Well, okay, Makayla, how about you?
I do personally, and I know we did this when I was a kid. In 4th grade, we took these tests, and it tells you like what your career path could be, or what you should be over these questions. And mine always said a politician. I feel like I'm a good public speaker. I have been doing all of this for a very long time. I feel like I can be on that level with students and with just other peers that are higher up than myself. I would hope to one day, but it's kind of it would kind of be hard to run for mayor right now because my mom's mayor and we can't really have a house divided. My dad would probably be like, I'm just going to go live at my parents for a little bit. Let you two fight it out.
Well, you're talking about locally in Lathrop. Are you interested in local politics or state or even national?
I figured I would start local and then work my way up.
Okay.
But I have to finish schooling and get my degree and get a little bit of practice under.
Yeah. Okay, Lathrop, Missouri is not a very big town. What is it, about 1,000?
2,100.
2,100?
Yeah.
Okay. And your mom is involved as the mayor now, right?
She just got elected in February.
Okay. Now, what was that political campaign like?
Honestly, it was, I don't know how to describe it. It was kind of odd personally because I've never been on that side of it. I've been like passing out flyers before and doing that for other people, but doing it for my mom and helping my mom more behind the scenes, I had never seen it like that, which I think was a really good experience for me personally, learning wise. But she was going against someone else in our town, and he coaches at the high school. He has a son older than me and a son younger than me. So
very visible.
They were both huge people in the community, and I think they were both good candidates overall. So it was a pretty good run.
You seem to be a very sensitive person, okay? Even though I know when you talk and stuff, you're very confident. But you seem to be very sensitive. Did it hurt you sometimes when maybe people rejected your mom in favor of the other candidate, or maybe even said something? Or did you take that personally?
Honestly, I really didn't, just because I have thick skin. Where I come from, like my last name is a huge last name where I'm from.
Right.
So I've heard things my whole life, so it's just nothing new. But I'm very strategic and careful with what I say.
Okay.
Just because it could come back.
A lot of people aren't, especially in any kind of politics these days. They will say anything. And did you hear any, I don't want to say bad mouthing, but did you hear anything that, did it ever get to that level?
Yeah, I think there's people that would want us to stoop to the level, but I have to tell my mom and myself, it's like, Mom, if you want to do this, you have to realize that there's going to be people here that are going to try and ruffle your feathers.
Right.
I told her at first, when she first told me she was running for mayor, I was like, number one, I was like, are you serious? I was like, you don't even like listening to my problems sometimes, and I'm only like, I'm your kid, and it's very few and far between. I'm like, I come home every 3 months, and then you're just like, can you just give me a minute? I'm like, I'm sorry, I need to let you prepare yourself for unloading my whole life.
Well, at least she was kind of empathetic about it a little bit. Can you give me a minute instead of saying shut up or something like that? So
yeah,
that's good.
But she's always like so busy all the time. She was really involved in our community even before she was mayor. So
yeah. Sammi, your parents ever want you to get into politics or anything like that?
No.
Well, you talked about student council, right? When you were in high school, you did a little bit of that.
Yeah, but we really didn't do anything. We just decided what should go in like the vending machines. That's it. That's really all.
That could be very important stuff.
Yeah, except our vending machines could only do so much, and it was not good.
I weren't either.
Yeah, they were not good.
What are your duties as vice president?
I kind of just join you with things. Mm-hmm. I kind of just follow. I kind of just do all your dirty work, but you don't really have a whole lot of dirty work. So
I try to handle most of it myself.
Yeah. So she's a very good president.
Right.
I really don't have to dip my toe in a lot of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, you usually have it all under control.
What do you want to know about being president that you haven't asked her yet?
I can just give you my whole schedule for the week and let you look at it.
What's it like being the president?
It's
my dreams.
It's a lot. It's a lot of responsibility, which I can handle. I'm very involved here on campus. We just had the legislators here yesterday. I got to do that, have lunch with them. It was a lot of fun.
Right.
I got to be one-on-one with a lot of them, and I realize more now, they have perfect cookie-cutter answers for questions, and it's insane to me, because I know logically, having taken classes here, they'll use certain methods, they use the Socratic method, and they will try to, get it to seem one way. It's like, oh my goodness. I'm like, they're good. They're good. But they also have a degree in political science, and they know how to do stuff.
There. Happens all the time. People probably, it should be a call-in show.
I'll say it happened to us a few times last time.
I've never seen a MacBook before, really. So, I mean, I've never, that's cool.
It's a beast.
Awesome.
I mean, it can do some things, and yet stuff like that happens. I'm like, why? So, anyway. Okay, so could you ever see yourself, just in future, running for a high office, but also kind of falling into that also, that you have cookie cutter answers and, all that kind of stuff?
I feel like I could. I feel like my answers I would want them to be more personal to a person, just because that's the way I speak, just in general to everyone. Right. I wouldn't want to be like, well, according to this and inflation and all, like talking about all this other stuff when I feel like with my questions the other day, they were going more away from the question and onto other things and directing it towards either if they were representing someone or like themselves in their district. I would hope I wouldn't do that, just because I feel like I would just be kind of leading them astray and not really answering their question.
We will archive this, Sammi, and we'll know in 30 years when she runs, we'll have something on tape for how she started
I can run in like 12.
You can.
I'll be 20 on Friday, so I mean that's
right. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. What do you do when you're not doing the student president and studying and all of that? What's your degree in? Let's start with that.
My degree is in agriculture and natural resources. I'll be doing like animal science when I go to transfer, and I'll get my bachelor's in that. But I would say, I work here on campus. I give tours. I'm an ambassador. I've been really kind of busy with my campus closet, getting it all set up, trying to get all the clothes together. But otherwise, I hang out with my friends here on campus, and if I go home, I'm usually hanging out with friends or family. We had a new round of heifers, and we put them in with our 3-year-old moms, and this one mom wasn't letting her calf take from her, so we were getting it to go put in our front lot so we can bottle feed it. She decided that motherly instinct came in. I've never ran so fast in my entire life.
Because she was chasing you.
Oh, yeah. I bet my 100-meter dash was probably like 5 seconds. I was just gone. I was gone. And I dropped my phone out in that field. I told my grandpa, I was like, you got to go get it. I'm not going back in that field.
Yeah. You have any experience with cows, Sammi?
Yeah. But my dad kind of raises cows, cow farmer.
Yeah.
A little bit. That's not all he does. He actually has a job like besides that. But him and my uncle, they go together and they take care of a bunch of cows.
Do they make you go out and like Saturday mornings and stuff?
No, it was more like all winter. I was out there with my brother. It was horrible. I had to get up so early.
Yeah.
Sleep is a precious thing to me.
Oh, man, yeah. I hear you. We'll have to do a whole podcast on sleeping sometime, Sammi.
I can definitely do that.
Yeah, I
love
can
it.
too.
Do you record yourself when you sleep? Like you have that thing, and I'll tell you like if you cough or something. I've always wanted to do that. That'd be really fun.
Yeah,
Corey
like
Hornaday needs to get on that.
I know
she talks in her sleep very badly.
I know. I can hear her because her room's right above me. I hear her all the time.
Corey Hornaday?
Yep.
Man, now this is turning into a gossip show.
I was her roommate last year, and we've been friends our whole life. Like, I don't know how many sleepovers. And one time she turned over and she smacked me. This wasn't at the dorms, obviously, but she turned over and she smacked me. And she's like, and it just rolls over and goes back to sleep. The craziest thing. She just is.
I had a friend who was a sleepwalker. You ever experienced that? Have you ever been around somebody who does that?
Yeah.
So you have a story? Makayla?
Yeah, my little cousin Bree, when she was little, they had this really nice house, and you would go like down these stairs to go to the door to go outside, and then there was like a little pad, and then you go down the stairs to get to the driveway. I think she was probably 4, maybe. And we had to put locks up high because she would unlock the door and go outside and lay in the front yard.
Jeez.
So we had to get like the swing ones that they have in like the hotels and the chain one because she would try to open them.
Right.
So
wow.
But you can't. You're not supposed to wake them up.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So,
I've heard that.
Yeah. So my Uncle Gary would just go out there and pick Bree up and bring her back in her room, and they had to like turn her like lock so it'd be on the outside.
Right.
So.
Okay, so something comes to mind, completely off that topic. We talked about what you like to do, and you said when you're in Trenton, you like to hang with your friends. One of the things I hear all the time, and you guys do too, I'm sure, there's nothing to do in Trenton. So what do you do in Trenton?
I like to go to Crowder, honestly. I've gone to church camp out there since I was probably
the
7
park.
years old.
Yeah.
So I just like to be out there, be in nature. We'll go on hikes.
What about like
fishing.
this time of year when it starts getting cold?
We'll go to Chillicothe sometimes. Honestly, like we will just have movie marathons, and then we'll stay up till like 3 a.m. and then sleep through till like 3 in the afternoon. So it's perfect timing, and then we'll just do it all over again.
Yeah, you agree with that?
Yeah, we don't really like to go out. My friend group, we kind of just play a lot of games. Like
we do.
So many games.
What's the hot game now?
Okay, I have a game that like my family made. It's called Backup 3.
Your family came up with this game?
Yeah, somewhere they might have heard it from someone else, but like they found like my aunt and my uncle had it for so long, and I don't know, my dad just started making a bunch of boards and we just got to it, and it is an intense game.
Wow.
It's so much fun.
Wow.
But
okay. What about movies? If you guys, one of the things that I find hard is try to pick a movie for everybody in a group, right? So what do you typically watch?
If it's like a show series, I've got my girls hooked on Shameless.
Oh,
it is so funny. I cannot. I've never watched a show that's anything like that before.
Now, it's a car wreck, and you can't not watch it.
Oh no, you can't. And the actors and actresses are perfect for it. It's hilarious. But if it's movies, we actually had this conversation the other day about what movie to watch. And I'm like, what about Grease? And one girl's like, I've never seen that. I was like, what? So then we started naming off movies. She has not seen any of the classics. I was like, I need to talk to your parents right now. I was like, they did not do you justice. She hasn't seen like 16 Candles, Pretty in Pink, Pretty Woman, like the classics. I was like, I have watched every single movie from like the 80s you can ever think of that wasn't like horrible.
Okay.
So,
Sammy, what are your not to miss movies?
well, recently it's not been movies, it's been The Bachelorette.
Oh.
I never watched it, and I don't know, Lindsay and Sadie, my two friends, they just love it. And oh my gosh, I cannot get over it. There's so much drama, love. And we just...
Isn't that kind of created? Isn't that kind of not staged, but...
I'm sure it is,
intent.
but I like to just think that it's real. It's nice.
Are the Kardashians really real, though?
You got a good point.
Yeah.
And that's reality TV.
Right.
Air quotes for people that can't see.
Right. Yeah. Speaking of that, Bruce Jenner's part of that, or now Caitlyn Jenner's part of that whole Kardashian thing, right? Did you know he went to school at Graceland?
I did know that, and he ran track.
Yes.
We
and
had
was
a
an
tour
Olympic
there.
gold medalist, of course, in the decathlon. But yeah, he trained at Graceland and went to school at Graceland. So there you go.
Yeah, it was cool. We took a tour there with Ms. Bird, and we went to this pizza restaurant. Oh my gosh, the pizza was so good.
No way.
Yeah, with the little guy.
Yeah, and it has like Bruce Jenner like pole vaulting and like the out front. It's so cool. Well, Caitlin, whatever. Yeah. But I'm excited because since my birthday's Friday and I'm going home, we're going Thursday to the B&B in Chillicothe, and we're watching the new Ghostbusters Afterlife movie. I'm so excited.
All right. Sexiest man alive.
I don't know. Awesome. Jason Momoa's up there.
No, actually, Paul Rudd was in people's magazines for being sexiest man alive.
I'll be darned.
Yeah, but there's a new one every year.
Well, it's Paul Rudd this year.
Okay.
Okay, for Paul Rudd.
Matthew McConaughey was in there. Oh my goodness.
Who's the celebrity, you get to pick one, that you would most like to have dinner with?
Michael B. Jordan.
Ooh, Michael B. Jordan?
Michael B. Jordan.
That's a good one.
Okay, why?
Second sexiest man alive. First, but he's beautiful.
That's Sammy's. Now Makayla?
Oh my goodness, there's so many. It just depends on like the day, I guess. Because honestly, like I have a lot of like country artists I really like Garth Brooks, George Strait. Oh my goodness, but like I mean, I just love their music. I don't think they're like the most attractive person in the world.
Right.
But goodness, I don't know, probably Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey.
Just goodness gracious.
Well, perhaps Matthew and Michael B. will hear this and ring you up and say, hey, let's go have some dinner together.
And also Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt, you can join
Who?
too. Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. Okay.
Oh, I thought you said Chris Pratt. I was like, no.
That is the Pirate People podcast for this week. Our thanks to Makayla Eads and to Sammi Bradshaw. If you know someone who would make a great guest on our show, please let me know. I'm around campus, or you can reach me on my email, rcole@mail.ncmissouri.edu. Pirate People podcast is available on Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio, and on our YouTube channel under Pirates Digital Media. I am Rick Cole. Goodbye for now, and go Pirates!